News Talk 820 WBAP, and now on FM at 93.3. Make it a preset. 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. Chris Crock Show on News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM 93.3. Okay, the Eclipse hotline wide open, y'all. We're going to have a lot of fun with this. What are you doing for the Eclipse? Do you have glasses, or are you just winging it? We're going to have a lot of fun with this. First thing I want to do is check in with our chief meteorologist, Brad Barton, our WBAP chief meteorologist, who is undoubtedly is in much greater knowledge than I am and you are of the forecast for the apocalypse eclipse coming on Monday, along with, I have some other questions for him on that. Brad Barton, how are you, my friend? Thanks for coming on.
Good evening, Chris. Yeah, we are laser focused on 1:22 p.m. Monday afternoon. Yep.
Yes, so you'll be, at that time, as a meteorologist, you have to observe, so you're going to be staring at the sun with no glasses on, just staring at it, right?
No, I'll tell you, my wife and I, we bought one pair of Eclipse glasses off Amazon, so we're going to share them.
Oh, come on!
Eclipse in our backyard, in our own backyard.
But you should have gotten two. Why only one, sir?
I don't need to see 4 minutes of a total eclipse. Just a couple minutes is fine.
Sir, you're the only one in anybody I've heard of that is doing just one. But you know what? God bless you, because you know what? I have been secretly and not so secretly on the air praying for bad weather to ruin the eclipse, so people will stay home and leave us alone and not invade us. What do we have in store for the weather as of right now, Brad?
Well, I think you've been putting some feast to your prayers, because the weather's not looking real promising. Actually, we're looking at probably from Monday night through Wednesday, 3 to 5 inches of rainfall, and the first wave of that rain is going to come up from the Gulf Monday night, and in that case, so actually the National Weather Service has an eclipse page that they're actually putting out, and I'm looking at that. I'm also looking at the different forecast models, especially at the humidity levels at lower levels, and from what I can tell, we're probably going to, in terms of sky cover, percentage of sky covered, we're looking at 50 to 60% of sky coverage Monday afternoon. So it's not really good. It's not very good news, actually.
So you're when you say 50% coverage, is it kind of like there's we're guesstimating here, but like a 50% chance of catching it or not catching it, honestly? Is that kind of what you're thinking?
Well, it just, 50 to 60% of the blue sky is going to be covered by clouds. So that means, if you're watching the eclipse, you're going to be in and out of the clouds. If you're lucky, you're going to be in and out of the clouds. And if you're unlucky, you're going to be in the clouds all the time. Now, certainly it will get dark. We will all notice a total eclipse, whether it's cloudy or whether it's clear. But in terms of actually getting a really good view of the sun and the corona, by the way, talk about intelligent design,
Yes.
The moon is 250,000 miles away, and the sun is much, much larger, but it's 93 million miles away. But on the Earth, the sun and the moon are the same size. That's why you have a total eclipse.
My gosh. So there you go. Like you said,
isn't that something?
It's God's design of the universe. When you see that, it's incredible.
Yeah, it really, as seen from the Earth, the sun and the moon are the same size, although they're, their distance from the Earth is very different. But anyway, we're looking at 50 to 60% sky coverage. So you're going to have to, be lucky, I guess. Now, the farther northeast you are, the better off you're going to be. But these are clouds. These are low clouds that are going to be coming up from the Gulf. With some luck, they might mix out a little bit by afternoon, but
we're going to see it, Brad.
Tough.
We're going to see it, but it's going to be obscured, and it might be crappy, it might be decent, it might be half-half. But something.
It's not going to be optimum viewing conditions, I guess. Let's just put it like that.
Okay, sir, and you're going to be where? Are you going to just be sitting in your backyard with your lovely wife sharing glasses?
That's exactly right.
Have you looked and made sure that it's NASA approved or ISO approved on the side of your glasses, sir?
Absolutely. We have done that. And the reason I'm not going to be out at the Frontiers of Light Museum with everybody else that day is that we're expecting maybe the onset of severe weather Monday night. So I'm going to be ready for that.
Excellent. Well, Brad, thank you very much, my friend. Always love it. And one last thing is, I guess you've already given me like a meteorological perspective on the actual eclipse itself with the sizes and such. There really is nothing much more. Is that about accurate, sir, from your perspective as a meteorologist with seeing it and what you're seeing?
Yeah, I think 50 to 60% sky coverage is, so in other words, 40 or 50% of the sky will be open. So there, I guess if there's any good news, 40 to 50% of the sky will be open and you'll be able to see it. But there's a really good chance we'll have some low clouds coming in that will obscure the view of the sun itself, although it'll sure get dark. No question about that.
Yep. Brad, I appreciate you very much. Have a great weekend, sir, okay?
Mm-hmm.
There he goes. Take care. I watched a minute and a half, 2-minute video on the Star Telegram. And there was a guy from UW, a scientist, University of Wisconsin in Madison, and he was saying that if you stare at it for more than 20 seconds or more, you will actually have some damage that could be permanent. 20 seconds or more. So you can look at it for 18. I'm going to do an experiment and look at it for 19.7 seconds. Bare eyes, just naked eyes, staring at the sun, having my arms up for the aliens to take me home, and hopefully not eat me. But no, I'm just kidding about that. But I'm not going to lose my eyesight because I'm an idiot. But nonetheless, he says if you watch 20 seconds or more, you can have permanent damage. It's like this is the best thing ever. It's like having a double A battery. I'm not kidding you when he said this. It's like having a double A battery from several feet. I can't remember how many feet, 5, 10 feet or something, dropped on your eye. So you're looking up and you stare at you're some idiot. It's like Beavis and Butthead. Hospitals are on high alert for morons that end up going to the hospital. That's crazy, y'all. And then tech stop preparing for traffic during the eclipse. And then one more little piece here. Can staring at the sun cause blindness? From Fox News. It can happen in less than a second from looking at the sun. I was told 20. 800-288-WBAP is our number, 800-288-9227. 7 safety tips from Fox News. Do not look directly at the sun or the sun's rays during the eclipse without proper eye protection. Hello, duh. And then only special purpose solar filter glasses will protect your eyes. Duh. Are there going to be morons that literally, like low sperm count, low IQ people that put sunglasses on and look up? Oh, I have Oakleys, man. Oakleys. Oh, did I have one pair of those when I was a teenager? It was the last pair I ever bought. They scratch like you know what. If you look at them the wrong way, they scratch. And they certainly wouldn't protect you from that. Glass filters must be up to international safety standard, ISO, blank, 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 compliant. Be careful of counterfeits. Yeah, one of our listeners said he bought Amazon ones the other day. I'm like, dude, a lot of stuff on there is unfortunately some cheap crap in China. We've all seen that. Don't use binoculars. It's safe to properly use a pinhole camera to view the eclipse. That's a little risky as far as I'm concerned. If you record the eclipse on your phone, don't look at the screen while it's recording. All right. One airline, how they're handling it. Can you imagine being in the airline and being super close to the sun, comparatively speaking, and you're staring at it? How one airline is handling it. Then we're going to get into some really nasty, bad stuff. Right now, Iran is the United States is preparing for a significant Iran attack on the U.S. or Israeli assets in the region as soon as next week, while Biden sells out Israel for Hamas and the radical leftist vote. We'll get to that next, but more on the eclipse apocalypse next to the Chris Crock Show, News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. All right, Adam and Saginaw, the sun is coming and we're going to be obscured. It's going to be an eclipse. Are you going to stare at it? What have you done for your glasses? Anything? And what are you going to be doing for the apocalypse on Monday at 1 something or 2 something, depending on who you ask?
Well, I stare at the sun like twice a day, every day, which is driving to work in the morning and driving home in the afternoon. It's just straight in my face, glaring off the cars.
So what you're telling me is you've worked your way up to staring at the eclipse. You're confident you can stare at the eclipse.
You could look at it that way.
With impunity.
Blind, because I can still see.
Say that again? Sorry.
They're lying that it makes you go blind, because I can still see.
Okay, now, so what you're saying, you've conditioned your eyes. On the way in and on the way home, you're always staring at the sun. You have you seen the movie Bird Box, where they stare at the alien thing and it possesses them?
No, I have not seen that one.
Yeah, just go to Netflix and type in Bird Box. It'll horrify you, but it's fascinating and scary and everything, but it's gripping. But so just do what they tell you to do in there. Look at it. It's beautiful. Isn't it beautiful? Stare at it.
Well, I don't have Netflix anymore because you can't share passwords.
You know, that is illegal, and I'm glad you don't have it anymore because I would be reporting you, sir.
All right. I bought some gas station glasses for the Eclipse.
By the way, real fast, before you tell me about the gas station glasses you bought, I want to also ask you something else on News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. You make it a preset. I think I forgot to mention that. Our number, by the way, Adam, which you called, is properly 800-288-WBAP, 800-288-9227. What are you doing for the Apocalypse Eclipse, and do you have glasses or just winging it? So go ahead, Adam. Oh, by the way, Adam, before you tell me your point, I really interrupted you to ask you about something else. Do you know that staring at the sun regularly, like you do twice a day for long times, even though you're conditioning yourself for the eclipse, allegedly can cause eye cancer, sir?
Oh, that's what they say, but I'm
worried about you having invasive eye cancer.
I'm not too worried about it.
Okay, go ahead, sir. I'm praying for your capillaries. Go ahead, sir.
Well, thank you. But yeah, I just bought gas station glasses from like 7-Eleven. Hopefully they're legit. I'll try your light bulb trick and look at that.
Yeah, that's right. That's not a trick, sir. Don't. That's science. Follow the science. That literally is what I read in the news yesterday. That is not a trick, sir. I'm not doing hoaxes. I'm not some snake oil salesman.
They say it's science if you stare at it, you go blind. But again, not blind.
Doing something else could make you go blind, sir. And I hope you're not doing that. Go ahead.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Harry Palms. Go ahead, sir.
But yeah, I'm skipping work on Monday, and I'm going to go golfing during the eclipse. I got a 12 o'clock tee time and bought glow-in-the-dark golf balls.
Shut up! Are you serious?
Yes, sir.
You're actually telling me the truth. You're going to go golfing with glow-in-the-dark golf balls. You're serious?
Yes, sir. At Iron Horse. You want to come?
Actually, I would like to do that. I would like to do that, but here's the thing. I will lose all your balls. And I told that to one of my good friends when I was in Madison the last time I really golfed. I golfed once in North Texas. But I told my friend, I'm going to lose all your balls. He's like, no, it's fine. And I literally lost all his balls halfway through the 18 holes, and he got mad at me. I'm like, dude, why are you mad at me? I told you.
I buy reloads. They're cheap ones because I lose them all the time, too. And I got 24 to glow in the dark for that 4 minutes. So we're good.
You're a madman, Adam. I love it. And one more thing here is, are you going to follow the ball up when you hit it in the air and it goes towards the eclipse sun? Are you going to follow it, sir?
That's a good point. I don't know if I can see the golf ball through my glasses.
You might yell 4 and then you go blind. And then you can't finish the round.
Everybody else is going to be looking up with golf balls flying at them.
I want you to consider some pranks, maybe hit some balls at some people while they're looking up at the sun. They won't know where it came from. Just think about it. Just something to think about, okay?
I'll take some videos and tag you on Facebook.
Okay, so just you on a golf course by yourself inviting me. Is that accurate?
I'm going with a buddy, but we can add a person.
Where is this place? Where is this? What's it called?
Iron Horse.
Where is it?
820.
Where? Oh, on 820. Okay, Iron Horse. Sounds like a manly course.
35 and 820.
Okay, I'll put you on hold. We'll see if we can. I'll reach out to you. Maybe I'll hook you up. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll stay in my backyard with my wife. I don't know. She might get mad at me. We'll see. Okay.
All right, sir. Sounds good.
All right, I'll put you on hold. All right, just change stuff with Adam in Saginaw. Your call as well, 800-288-WBAP, 800-288-9227. Look, it's Friday night. We're going nuts. That's what we should do. And this apocalypse thing, by the next time you and I talk, it's going to be Monday night. The apocalypse will be over. We will have possibly, I don't even know if we'll have a show or a station. We all might be mad pandemonium. I might be gridlocked. I might be doing a show from 75 Central Expressway, and I might not even make it past the Mixmaster. I don't know. Here's how one airline, our number, by the way, 800-288-WBAP, 800-288-9227. What are you doing for the eclipse? Do you have glasses or are you just winging it? My daughter, actually, I forgot, she did tell me she's going to be supposedly at the college, community college or college where she does dual credit at. So she'll be there. So she's bringing her glasses, but I don't know if she knows the exact time. She could be coming home then. How's the airline doing it? One airline is planning to provide a total eclipse experience from 30,000 feet in the air. Can you imagine being on a flight? They're not going to cancel all the flights, are they? I mean, so can you imagine you're up? Sometimes you come up, when you come out of Dallas, for example, By the way, we're not hearing it from enough people tonight. 800-288-WBAP, 800-288-9227. What the heck are you doing for the eclipse? Did you get some glasses or are you going to wing it? Can you imagine, you know how you're taking off at DFW, you're coming in, or from Love Field. I've done many of them for years, like we all have. You know how sometimes you go up as you take off and you come around the city and you kind of turn on an angle and then you go up, you know what I'm saying? Or you're coming in and you go up, angle, come around, circle around, then go in. What if you come up and around and you're on that angle and you're directly staring unknowingly, unbeknownst to you, at the eclipse? What happens to you? That's what I want to know. That's what I want to know. 800-288-9227 is like we see eternal truth and we never return from it. I'm just asking some questions. Justin's asking me on the Chris Crock Show Facebook Live right now, at Chris Crock Show. That's at Chris Crock Show, CHRSKROK. Why are schools canceled when we never got schools canceled for this? Because these schools today just want to baby the kids, don't want to deal with anything, and they're afraid of morons who raise children to be morons, who literally just stare at the eclipse and just stand there. I think that's what it is. I don't know, but I think this is going to be. My prayer is that I actually hope. I should say my hope is that this turns into Y2K and nothing bad happens. That like the people that come here, we don't even know who they are. We don't see them. We don't get annoyed because they're not here. They go to like weird places, but not here. Please leave us alone. Here's how one airline is. We have, by the way, hold on. We have Chief Garcia giving us from DPD. We have Chief Garcia giving us his eclipse, a terrifying eclipse press conference.
While the department is working to keep our roadways and streets safe during this eclipse, the public should be prepared for increased traffic and delays. We expect that freeways and major arterials will be heavily impacted by the influx of people into our city. The Texas Department of Transportation is limiting road and lane closures that weekend and the day of the eclipse.
Dude, our chiefs are having press conferences about the stupid eclipse. I mean, is this a little out of control, please? I need some help down here. Robert and Van Alstyne, you're on News Talk 820 WBAP. I should say you're on 820 AM and now 93.3 FM WBAP. Hey, Robert.
Hey,
I'm doing okay. I think you asked me how am I? It sounds like you called me from a tin can, sir. All right, I would take it off the speakerphone. Yeah, take it off the tin can mode. Now I can hear you, Robert. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm working for the eclipse.
Oh, you're working for the eclipse? All right, what do you do? I hope you're not like a golf ball chaser having to look up into the sky wherever the golf ball goes, or an airline employee having to stare at the sun while the airline goes. What do you do for your work? What are you going to be doing?
I'm a truck driver.
Okay, now that's good. Can I hear your horn, or is it not appropriate right now? Because I'd like you to hear your horn.
No, I'm driving home, man. I'm local.
Come on.
I work in construction, man.
Okay, so you're going to be working in the middle of the eclipse, and what are you going to do? Are you going to stop, pull over, what are you going to do here? What's going to go on here? Are you going to just pull over? Are you just going to drive and pretend like it's not happening? What?
Pretty much. I mean, that's what the dream is, right? Just make sure nobody's in my way.
Okay, so just be advised, if you look up because it's happening and you're like, I'll look a teeny bit without looking directly, and feels like you go over a speed bump, that could be a moron standing in the middle of the street. That they're saying that these news articles, they're warning you to look out for idiots just standing in the middle of the street looking at the sun.
Oh, I can imagine they're going to be out there, man. They're out there every day. Not just during the eclipse. What are you talking about?
That's exactly right. I mean, there are so many stupid people out there that we all encounter, to be frank. I wish I could polish the turd a little bit more, but I just can't in that regard. So, yes, I agree. And then how many people are going to end up going to the hospital because they looked at the stupid eclipse?
I can imagine there will be a few.
Those poor souls.
There's people that still get electrocuted every day by sticking their stuff where it doesn't belong, right?
Yeah, and stuff could mean anything, and we don't even want to know about that or think about that, but yes, absolutely. Don't put your tongue on the flagpole when it's below freezing, and don't stick your tongue in the socket. I appreciate your great call, Robert. Carry on, my friend. Thank you. Yeah. Okay, so coming up next on the Chris Crock Show, we're going to get a little serious because, this is scary. The United States is now preparing. This came from Fake News CNN this afternoon, breaking. Very serious, obviously. Twofold here. U.S. preparing for significant Iran attack on U.S. or Israeli assets in the region as soon as next week. Number two, Joe Biden completely selling out the Israelis to appease and giving Hamas a tremendous victory. You can hear a retired top general who was in the Pentagon before he retired about 3-4 years ago tell you how literally this is a victory for Hamas, what Joe Biden's done. It is vile. It is reprehensible. That is next on the Chris Crock Show on News Talk 820 WBAP, now on FM at 93.3. All right, I want you to hear some audio. Major General Jack Keane retired. He was in the Pentagon as a top Pentagon advisor to Trump for just as recently as 3 years ago or so. You'll hear what he has to say in just a sec, but we have breaking news. The United States is preparing for significant Iranian attack on Israel or U.S. or Israeli assets in the region as soon as next week. U.S. now on high alert for actively preparing for a significant attack that would come as soon as within the next week by Iran targeting Israeli or American assets in the region, CNN says. Senior U.S. officials currently believe the attack by Iran is inevitable, views shared by Israeli counterparts as well. The two governments are furiously working in a position to get ahead of what's to come, anticipating that Iran's attack could unfold in a number of ways. One attack, the forthcoming attack, is a major topic of discussion between Biden and Benjamin Netanyahu on the phone yesterday, which went very, very badly. I'll get to that in a sec. A direct strike on Israel by Iran is one of the scenarios, literally a direct strike. That would actually widen the Israeli-Hamas war into a regional conflict, regional war. So that is a big deal. Another thing to remember is Biden is exploiting a tragic Israeli mistake, says the Wall Street Journal today. The message Hamas will take away is clear. Keep rejecting hostage deaths, because Biden is demanding a ceasefire now. He is not allowing Israel to go into Rafah, the final Hamas strongholds, major city where there's about 1 million people, and go in there and kill the last 4 to 6 brigades of Hamas. I think it's 4 brigades left out of 24. They want to finish them off there. They're there. Yahya Sinwar and one other of the top 3 Hamas commanders that are in Hamas, that are in Gaza, that wanted to do this, that did this, the top 3. One's dead. 2 are believed to be in Rafah or the surrounding area there, south of Rafah, where the border is. So Joe Biden's demanding a ceasefire, demanding that Netanyahu does not even go into Rafah, a ground game, and you cannot win. So Biden is saying, let Hamas stay alive. They are still, according to the UN, a couple things on that. We have 5 United States hostages. Hamas has 5 United States hostages right now. Do you understand that? Biden has said nothing about these U.S. hostages, has he? Nothing. He is not saying you bring our hostages back or we're going to take you out. He's saying nothing to Hamas. In fact, he's giving Hamas a victory. Major General Jack Keane said that himself. Here we go. Listen to this.
But Hamas, in those negotiations, has been quite impossible to deal with. Now, what have we done? We just strengthened Hamas's hand rather dramatically and leverage them in those negotiations. And we should, it's quite appalling. We should stay out of this and give Israel some credit. This is a horrible thing that happened, certainly. But within 24 hours, they admit they made a mistake. They apologized for it and began an investigation.
Okay, that is Major General Jack Keane this morning. Here's my questions for you, as we're now hearing that Israel and U.S. are prepared for a direct strike from Iran on us, our assets, or Israel itself in the Middle East here in the next week. My questions are twofold. Do you want Israel to ignore President Biden and finish the job of destroying Hamas? My answer is unequivocally yes. Yes. Can you believe it? 4 U.S. hostages still. Can you believe it? 134 hostages. Joe Biden is not saying ceasefire only if the hostages are released, like he used to say. Now he is saying ceasefire now. No going for a ground game into Rafah like they've gone into the other cities to finish the job. Let Hamas survive. You need to know this. The female hostages are being sexually tortured and raped while they're hostage. The UN itself, leftist UN, has confirmed that in their reporting. They just did a couple weeks ago. I talked to you about it when it happened. So I want Hamas to finish. I want Israel to finish the job, kill every one of those terrorists who are still holding our 5 U.S. citizens hostage and 129 Israeli, our Jewish brothers and sisters there. I want Israel to finish the job. And let me tell you what my friend Eric Erickson said. had Netanyahu gone in faster and more ruthlessly, he would not be at the point of the American president selling out Israel. But because Netanyahu went slow to humor Biden, that President Biden is now throwing Israel under the bus. He has screwed these people over, and he's saying, you're alone, Israel. Don't do what you need to do to finish the job. And I say, finish the job and don't listen to Biden and go. Do you want Israel to ignore President Biden and finish the job of destroying Hamas? And are you worried about a wider war against us and Israel now that Israel struck in Syria and took out one of the top IRCG, Iranian Republican Guard Corps operatives, a step or two below Qasem Soleimani, the head of everything that we took out under Trump. So this is a very high general that was killed by Israeli on a strike. 7 other IRCG people, several diplomats from Iran, and several other people from Syrian officials. Too bad, so sad. You are the enemy. Take them out. They did, and I want them to kill every one of those billionaires, the 3 that run Hamas from 5-star luxury in Qatar, and any of their direct immediate family that is also responsible for running the terrorism through them. All of them. Take them out like they did in Munich. 800-288-WBAP. Coming up next, do you know what percentage of Gazans, after the horrific Holocaust attack of raping and murdering Jews and kidnapping them, do you know what the percentage of Gazans is that supports Hamas after they did that? It is disgustingly high. This is insane. More audio from Martha McCallum nailing Admiral John Kirby, the spokesperson for the National Security Advisor. That's coming up next on the Chris Crock Show, plus your call 800-288-WBAP.